Everybody, welcome back to another video. Just a little update this time of the whole neighbor situation. If you're new to the channel, you probably don't know what's going on, obviously, but if you've been around, you know that the neighbor complains about the car being too loud. So basically, I live in a townhouse, and the way it works, if you don't know, we all pay strata. It's just for like basic maintenance, and they take care of the yards and everything around there. And then along with that, we have a strata council, it's called. They're in charge. It's all people that live in the complex. They're in charge of like anybody that breaks rules and certain things you can and can't do. But basically, the last time you guys heard, the neighbor sent in complaints, just, you know, cars too loud over and over and over and over again. So what ended up happening is you get a meeting, you go with the strata council and you talk, and basically I told them, yeah, the car is loud, but basically it's not illegal in the complex or whatever to have a loud car, a modified car. I can have an airplane in there if I can fit it in, for all they care. It's just you can't disturb the rest of the people. So that means, like, don't sit out in your driveway revving the crap out of your car, or, you know, let it idle on the driveway for, you know, hours in the morning, which I don't do any of that. So basically went to the little meeting we have there, and basically they said, well, yeah, your car is loud. They all live there. They know who I am. They hear the car. But they said you start it up and you go on with your day. You leave and you don't disturb anybody, right? I don't come flying in and out of the complex either. There's a bunch of speed bumps and everything, so it's basically come in straight into the garage, cars turned off, and same thing when I leave, cars fired up. I leave the door closed, the garage door closed, especially if it's a cold start. I'll fire it up just to get the initial pop of the exhaust dealt with. Then I open up the garage, and same thing, the garage is open, I back up. Longest I'm there is however long it takes the garage door to go down. So basically we had the meeting, came out, they said don't worry about it, it's just whatever. I guess because they get it as a warning, they have to send it in. So basically that all went through, and now I was kind of read up on the rules a little bit, and the way they say, like, for noise complaints and stuff, you're supposed to try to catch it on video or take pictures of it. All this, whatever you're claiming is happening, right? So, you know, if you got a guy who's outside, whatever, revving his car, or outside sawing wood, who cares, or who knows what he's doing, right? They say just make a little video, send it in with the complaint, and then they have a little bit of evidence and they know kind of what you're talking about. So this time, and the reason why I'm making this video is because now I know this idiot watches the channel, but basically we have the Canadian Cruising stickers on the window. So the idiot goes and he finds my YouTube videos along with my Instagram, because it's all the same name. So what he did is, if you go back on my channel, like pretty much when I first got the car, I have videos of the stock exhaust, and then I have videos of when I put the AW exhaust on. It's just little clips. I'm in the middle of nowhere. You can see I'm in like a industrial area is where I'm parked. There's just a bunch of trees around. Nowhere near my house. Doesn't look like anything around my house. But basically this guy sent it in saying, hey, look what he's doing in the complex every morning. So like now the guy's basically stalking me online, which if you're watching this, thanks for following me, you weirdo. But anyways, And then the other thing he does is, I posted one picture. I don't usually have too many people at my house. I know I do some of the mods in my garage, but other than that, it's just we meet up somewhere else. But what he did is, you scroll back on my Instagram too, there's one picture of, there's 3 of us just washing the car in the front yard. And basically he wrote in there that me and my friends are over in the complex every day, all with these loud cars. And the picture that he actually posted, one of the cars is an EcoBoost. It's that one that looked like a GT350. So like, it's not, he did have it modified, it was a little bit louder, but compared to like this car, it was nothing. But he basically put in there that me and my friends are driving around terrorizing the neighborhood every day and blah blah blah. So again, because the guy's not very smart, if you look at the picture and you read the comment or the post that I put on there, we're just washing the cars. You can see the hose on the ground, the street's all wet, there's a bucket of water in there. All I did was back up, take a picture, like, hey, we're getting whatever, you know, cleaning the cars, getting ready to go for the cruise. So we did all that, and now he's just trying to say like, hey, look at these guys like terrorizing the neighborhood. So I don't know what to say. Like, now he's creeping me online. He's just really weird. And the one thing, the Strata Council isn't allowed to tell you who is making the complaints, but through other means, I know exactly who's making the complaints, but I'm not gonna go and make a hassle over it. If he wants to just be a keyboard warrior or whatever you want to call those guys, and doesn't want to just come and say hey or talk like a man about it, if you're watching, you could always send your wife over. She seems more talkative than you. But just come and say hey, like, maybe we can make something work. But instead he wants to creep on my Instagram, creep on my YouTube. So now I just got to make sure, I got kids in my house. For all I know, the creep's staring through the window watching my family do their thing, right? So just a little tidbit to fill you in. So I'm hoping that he watches this video, because it would make it worthwhile at least. But basically, I talked to the Strata again, because once I got that email, it was like, hey, this idiot's like stalking me now, what do I do, right? And they said, don't worry about it. The council has already talked about it and they voted, car's fine, keep doing what I'm doing. And they all know that I'm not out there making a racket every morning. I do work nights, that's the other thing. I leave at night, like pretty late, and he doesn't put anything about that in the comments. It's all, the times he puts in are all when I'm getting home, first of all, which it's like, I'm almost home. It's 20 after 8 right now. Like, you should be up. You're a grown man. What are you sleeping until 9 o'clock in the morning for, right? But like he said, I'm in the morning. But the thing he does is, my schedule is not the same all the time. It's kind of, it's hard to explain. I'm not going to get into it in this video, but basically I'm all over the place, but I can look up what shifts and what time I looked at or I worked in our computer system. And every time he sends in these complaints of when I was making this noise, I was either still at work at that time, or it was a day off, and like little things like that. Just one example he put in, it happened to be Mother's Day, which I didn't end up working on Mother's Day because I booked it off to go and visit my mom. So 100% I knew I wouldn't be out. You know, he said, I think it was like 7 o'clock in the morning or something. Or that one he might have put at night, actually. It was 11 o'clock at night, that's what it was. 11 o'clock at night, I'm out making this racket when and I didn't even work that night in the first place. So it's, I don't know, it's just like every time he's got some spare time, he just decides, okay, today we're going to make a complaint because I'm bored. And then he sends it in, and then I get to deal with all the hassle of the Strata. So basically I just wrote them an email saying, like, deal with this idiot, because if I have to do it, then I'm going to figure out who it is, and the lawyers can deal with it, because now it's kind of like harassment. He's sending in pictures of nothing, basically. You could go find a clip of some black Mustang with, you know, straight pipe doing a friggin' burnout down the highway, and he's going to send that in and be like, hey, look at this guy, he's doing all this illegal activity in the neighborhood, when really I haven't done anything. I just start up my car and I leave. Like, I try to be I admit it, car's a little bit loud. I told everybody that. I get in, I try to leave. I keep the peace. I like most of my neighbors, and they all have no problem with me. I talk to everybody around there, except this guy, because he hides behind the computer. But yeah, it is what it is. This should be the end of it now, because I got the message or the email saying don't worry about it. They've already dealt with it. I guess they sent him an email saying, like, basically don't send in any more complaints because it's over and done with. And that's why I think he sent in the whole YouTube stuff, because once he sat down and read the rules like I did, then it basically says, like, if you have a complaint and you can't prove it, send in, like, video footage, right? But he can't actually get any of his own video footage because I'm never there. By the time the car starts and he hears it, I'm gone, because I'm literally there for, like, 2 minutes of the day. So a little bit of the fun that has been going on over here. Hopefully it didn't get too long. I just try to get all the little details in there. For me, I kind of like this kind of stuff. Not because I'm an a-hole, it's just entertaining for me. How people can go out of their way to try to just make somebody's life miserable, but the wrong dude, man. I don't get miserable with anything. So hopefully you enjoyed my little rant here. I am pretty much home, so I'm gonna go make all the noise now pulling into my garage. Hopefully I don't wake him up. It's almost lunchtime. He might still be sleeping, so turn you off here because I might be talking too loud for him, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.